Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a long overdue video. I am doing okay. I hope everybody else is doing as well as they possibly can be. I come to you from a place called Tidworth, Garrison, which is on the border, if you like, from Wiltshire and Hampshire, south of England, so-called home counties. And as you gathered by the title of the place I'm at, it is predominantly a military area on an area region called Salisbury Plain, a rather large region where the British military for a while now have been, based, do a lot of their practicing here, do a lot of their testing here. You can hear in the background all the time shooting and that sort of stuff. There's lots of ranges and stuff like that. But anyway, I will proceed on to this church because this is the reason why I actually wanted to do this video. I remember a little while back on a couple of other videos, whether it was in Bournemouth or Boscombe or whatever, that I always used to make the point of, well, you see evidence of mud floods in and around these buildings. In other words, that the buildings go deep underground. Well, is it that they go deep underground, or is it that the ground has come up to make it look like that? And then I used to hear responses from people often suggesting that, well, engineers have probably lifted the ground up a little bit to level it up and all that sort of thing. Whereby then my rebuttal would be, well, including large fields, they lifted the whole fields up to bring it halfway up a church or something like that, to level it up. Well, here is an example of what I meant with my rebuttal. This is called St. Michael's Garrison Church in Tidworth. It serves all denominations, so you can imagine in the British Army there are all sorts of religions represented from all sorts of nations from all around the world, and so best to use a church that facilitates all those various appetites, let's say. And of course, I'm walking up the hill earlier because I thought to myself, yeah, I'm going to take a closer look at this church here just to see that it bolsters my argument, really, or my findings hitherto. So I took a walk around, and you won't be surprised with my answer, but yes, in fact it does. Now, on first look, when I looked at this, I wasn't too sure, because I thought, well, it actually looks quite new. It doesn't look very old at all. It doesn't look like it's been here for a long time at all. But then when you take a closer look, you then start seeing the hallmarks of a construction that goes way deeper underground. Not just the fact that it's on a hill, by the way, overlooking the whole Garrison area, or what we would call a hill. So, for example, the spire looked a bit makeshift, and I thought, yeah, that put me off a little bit. I thought, maybe it isn't as old a building as I thought it was. Then you start looking at things like this, for example. These are the bits, I call them stabilizers, wall stabilizers, that come off the sides of walls. You have one here, so you've got one there in the corner, you have one there, right? And they get wider as you go down. Now, you wouldn't need those things to hold up that bit of church. I mean, you get buildings all around the country that are way taller than that don't have stabilizer walls on the sides of them to hold them in place. That's just nonsense. And when you look a bit closer, you can see that they do widen and go wider as you go further down, right? So there's one aspect. Of course, you start seeing things like grids and stuff like that, and drain systems, and then of course that also gives away the fact that the building must go deeper underground. Has to. And then, of course, the one big giveaway, the one that gives every church away, really, because it wouldn't make sense to have that built on specifically. What for? To make it more churchy? That's just stupid. So I'll show you what I mean. So if we go around the side of this quite large building, actually, another entrance there. Here we have the stabilizer walls again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems to have been plonked there by somebody who had too much Lego left over. But this is what I'm talking about. These aspects that you find, and you find them all throughout Bournemouth and all of the videos that I've done. You'll see like trenches, if you like, that go deep down the side of one of the churches, and it will be filled with concrete that create the stairs that go all the way down. That's clearly come later, you know, but somebody obviously has pulled the earth back from there to then create that, and what we would then call crypts or whatever that you find in most churches throughout the world, not just in the UK, or in Germany, where I've lived for many years as well. So I can use that also as an example because I've been there myself. So this is really the giveaway. This is the bit that makes you go because otherwise why would you have that? You would just simply build a church on top of the ground and level it off with the surrounding ground, and that would be that. Why would you bother going deep in the ground to build, you know, to build stuff to facilitate things that are underground? Oh, by the way, notice the absence of a graveyard. Right. That is not a graveyard there in the background, by the way. They are trees newly planted, and in the distance there, that's all military garrison. They're all big warehouses and all the rest of it, where tanks are parked, where they get cleaned, maintained, and all the rest of it. But anyway, getting back to this church. So as you can see, I just wanted to bring this video just to show you that, you know, you'll find the same phenomena with a small p in village churches throughout the country, wherever you live. So if anybody ever says, well, yeah, they would have let engineers would have leveled up the streets to level them up with the churches to gain entry, blah blah blah. No. Well, they leveled off this whole field. All this was lifted up. No, of course not. So something has definitely happened, and what adds to that argument is, of course, that these stabilising walls I talk about, of which we have a few right in front of us here now, you can see them sticking off the sides of these walls. They get wider as they go down, and they only serve one purpose, and it's not decorative. It is the practicality of keeping a large building upright. Right? So you imagine this earth that I'm stood on here, that you're seeing as grass, not being here, but that in front of me going further down, and the building getting wider as it goes down as well, of course. But these most certainly do get wider as you go down, and you'll see these sticky outy bits, these stabilizer walls, on a lot of churches, or what we call churches, throughout the country, and any other country you may choose to live in. So I thought I would just bring that to you because they were two standout features that I thought, well, you know, they're the bits that I look for immediately when I look at buildings to see whether they are relatively new or not. This, by the way, the original foundation stone allegedly was laid in 1911. Now that could well have been. They also have 2 or 3 other churches here in the Garrison, by the way, that date back to the 1200s, etc. You know, not a soul lived here, yet they built churches. Quite remarkable. But there we have it. And of course, on cue, with me just starting to get better, because I've been out of action now for nearly 2 months. I've been at my parents in convalescence, if you like. This is the first video I've done for a while, but I'm starting to feel a bit better. But I won't be feeling much better if I hang around in this weather too much longer. So the predictability of unpredictable English weather does it again. So I'm going to make my way in and have a nice cup of cha. But I just thought I would bring that to you, because I think it's, they're the points that need to be hammered home when it comes to you know, stand out bits to pay attention to. Of course, the cladding you can see as well. The brickwork is of a unique yellowy kind of colour. But again, yeah, what is this bit here holding up? Is it just holding that up, is it? What nonsense. They have a purpose, these things. You don't just add extra work to your constructions, especially in a time when you had no mechanisation, no hydraulic systems, no nothing, because it was you know, either just after the Industrial Revolution, or it was in a time when you were underpopulated. You certainly didn't have a transportation network like you do today. Logistically it wouldn't have been possible, etc, etc. There are so many arguments against. It's just a question of making the effort to give them some thought. Not that you don't. Anyway, there you go. It was also an opportunity for me to just sort of check back in with you all and just say hello. So with this, I have done just that. I hope you continue to do well. Enjoy the rest of your week. With the weekend fast approaching, I will be back in Dodge next Tuesday, and then I will come back with a more comfortable video within the confines of my warm abode. But until then, from rainy Tidworth Garrison and the Hampshire-Wiltshire border, very bad accent there from me, I will see you all soon, and some of you much, much sooner. Till then, take it easy, and ta-ta for now.